I swear by the mighty God.
Okello told court that he got to know about the disappearance of sister Mary Immaculate Onebe through a phone call from the deceased's husband Francis Onebe.
I understand what you mean by redeployment for Uganda Police Force.
It was a consent judgment together with the...
Have you worked with the Uganda Police Force?
Yes, I worked with the Uganda Police Force.
When was that?
I joined police in 1988. Then on the way, my salary went missing. So I went to court in Tinda, where we had a consent judgment with the Attorney General and the director in charge legal police, of which they agreed to pay me and also reinstate me to work.
So by the time of this incident, this case that you come here for today, were you actively working with the Uganda Police Force?
At that time, I was actively working with the Uganda Police Force. However, when we went to court...
No, I asked by the time of this incident. Do you know why you're here today? The case today?
Yes, I know that.
It's a case of what?
It's a case of murder.
A case of murder.
Of my
so
sister,
by the time
sister.
Of this murder case,
I was not in active service. I was not in active service.
And that had taken how long? For how long had you not been actively working?
It had taken some time, more than 7 years.
From what period to what period?
I may not remember the period very well, but it was around 2018.
So where exactly?
It was from 2018 when you were not deployed?
I was not deployed.
From 2018?
Yeah, around.
Is it in your habit to know all the police officers in the police force, Uganda Police Force?
I only know those whom I worked with and those I trained with.
My Lord, objection to that.
Thank you. Okello Jacob, I came to know him on the day when Mr. Onebe called me that he was summoned to police headquarters and he wanted me to accompany him. The same date, I met Okello Jacob and Ochom. They were new faces to me. I'd never met them before. I can't remember the same name.
Where do you stay?
I stay in Chireka, Chira in Wakiso district.
You said you were former general manager of Pentagon Security Company?
Yes.
So for how long have you worked for this security company, Pentagon?
I can't remember how many years I can't, but it's more than 5 years. Yes, I know them.
You know them?
I know them.
Start from the other side.
I know A1 as Onebe Francis. Is Awamuko, who was married to our cousin sister, Mary Immaculate Onebe. They were wedded in the church. He's also a director of Pentagon Security Limited.
For how long have you known him?
From the time when my cousin sister introduced him to me. Way back I can't recall how many years back, but to say way back, some years. Yes, that is a record. He was a guard employed by Pentagon Security Limited, and he was deployed. Deployed at the residence of Mr. Onebe Francis.
Which residence exactly? What is the name of the residence?
The residence is located at Munyonyo. In the Kampala district.
Do you know for how long he has worked there?
He has worked there for long, I can't recall well, but he has served there for more than 3 years.
You mentioned that Ewan Onebe is your in-law?
Yes.
Brother-in-law, and he was married to your cousin sister Mary Onebe Immaculate. Where is Immaculate now?
The Immaculate right now is the late. She was working as a managing director, Pentagon Security Limited.
Okello added that upon reaching Onebe's home, they kept looking for Immaculate's whereabouts with Onebe around the house, but all was in vain.
On the 6th day of January 2021 at 11 p.m. I received a call from Mr. Onebe Francis. He was informing me that he returned home and he was not seeing his wife around. It was the time of curfew.
So did he explain to you how exactly?
He told me that when he came home, he found the guards around. That is Oriakot, Simon. Oriakot told him that they used to call her Mama. That was another name they used to know her of. So Oriakot told him that Mama came back home late, almost approaching 7, and returned to the nearby supermarket to buy some food items. So after that, she never came back. So I insisted that it was late. It was late. And it was a distance from Chireka to Munyonyo. I requested that let the matter be handled the next day, because I told him, was it so serious that we cannot wait the following day? He insisted that you need to come. And advised me to call on the security vehicle from the company, which was a pickup, because by then only pickups would move of Pentagon Security Limited. So I called on the company supervisor. He's called Kibeti Julius. So he came along with a driver who was called Sadrak. They picked me from home and we proceeded to Munyonyo. At the home of Mr. Onebe. It took us an hour. We call him Sadrak.
Sadrak.
Yes.
So it took you an hour?
An hour. So by midnight, we had reached. On arrival, we found A2.
What's the number? At what time?
At midnight. At midnight. A bell and wall fenced. So we pressed on the bell and he opened for us. So we entered the compound. So immediately as we entered, we found the sitting room door was open So we met Mr. Onebe Francis. He narrated to us the story. He told us when he came back, almost at 9, he found there was light. 9 p.m. And the bedroom doors were open, and there were 2 phones on the bed of the madam, who is the late. And so he invited us to go around. We also went up to the bedroom and saw the 2 phones. As we passed the kitchen,
So you saw the 2 phones?
yes, on the bed. Yes, I can identify those phones. One of them was Samsung smartphone, black in color. I can identify them.
You look at those phones?
This one is the one which was smartphone. This one is the smartphone, Samsung. The next one is the one with buttons. The second one, which was also here. Some buttons inside, and press. And it is the mic here is Nokia. We still felt that by that time it was still, we wanted to find out where she was. But in the kitchen there was food. Cow piece was on fire, and also there is raw pumpkins in the kitchen. The cow piece was on fire.
Which fire?
It was a Sigiri charcoal stove fire.
Later, the accused court Bonnet told them that Immaculate Onebe was dropped home by a boda around 7 p.m. after buying some items at the supermarket.
So from there, when we finished, later I requested him to talk to the guard. I wanted to talk to the guard who was at the gate. So he came in our hearing. The guard told us that.
Maybe just for clarity, who is the guard?
Oriakot. So Oriakot Bone told us that towards 7, there is a boda who dropped her at home. And later, the boda left. So shortly when Madam came out to pay the boda, the Madam complained that why has the boda left, and yet she wanted to pay him. So she opted to walk on foot to the nearest supermarket to buy some food items.
Although they went ahead with a search, with announcements on the mainstream media and the community radios, nothing much was found, thus reporting the case to Kabalagala police station.
But still, for us at night, we said let's go for search around. So we used the same pickup, which was registration number UAR, other numbers I don't remember. Double cabin. So we moved in it, Mr. Onebe. Then I also accompanied them. The driver, Mr. Sadra. So we started from Gaba police station. We asked the OC, and he said he didn't have any person who is in the custody. We went to Kabalagala police station. We went to Kirudu hospital, referral hospital. We thought maybe she could have got an accident. There was no accident victim. We proceeded to Nsambia hospital. Still, they didn't have any person. So it was now coming too late. We said, let us report the nearest police post. So we reported at Bonga police post. Provide SD 02 06 01 2021. So it was now late, we came back home at Onebe's home, and early morning by 6 we went to change a bit. 6 of 7th of 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in the morning. We went back to the home of Mr. Onebe. We went together as a team. Kibeti, Julius, the deployment officer for the security company, Pentagon, the driver Sadrak, Mr. Onebe, Francis, including me. After changing, we came back I went back to Chireka, my home.
You mean you left them at
Yes.
and then you went back to Chireka?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So when I came back, when we returned again, we found many people now at home. The children of Mr. Onebe were there, the relatives, and friends. When we came back, we found there was activity at home. They were replacing cushions. I found Mr. Onebe, plus the daughter.
Exactly.
Ivy was there, including other sisters of Ivy, Irene, that one, the next one I can't remember.
So you found Ivy?
Yes.
Irene?
Yes, and others, there were many.
Any other person that you found?
I found also Joel. Joel is the daughter of the sister of the late. Is the son to the late.
A son to the deceased
sister.
Where was Onebe?
He was in the sitting room.
And Oriakot?
Oriakot was at the gate. So when I entered the house, they were repairing the cushions of the chairs, replacing. There were two men whom I can't recall their names.
Other than that, what else?
We embarked on looking after us.
Repairing the chairs.
There were also some paintings. They were getting ready to paint within the. So we embarked on the search, and we made a plan of how to move. So our target was to look for the border. And also to reach the church where she normally prays from. So we went to Bukoto. When we got these stories, from the story of the border and the one of the guard, it was not tying up together. So we went to Kabalagala police.
What was not telling?
The guard was saying the late had moved on foot from home, going to purchase some food items. Whereas the border rider said he dropped her at her home and waited for her to come out, and further dropped her at the nearest training center. So we returned back to Kabalagala police station and met Afande Semanda.
Said we. You keep saying
We
who went to the church?
we went together. We went, I and Joel.
You and Joel.
Yes, and Kenneth.
Where was Onebe?
By that time, Onebe was at home.
You left him at home.
When we went to the church,
Find out about that.
yes, we went with Joel and Kenneth. Yes, by the time we left home,
Who is
Kenneth
Kenneth?
is the son to the late sister, Pamela. We had left Onebe at home.
So you returned back and proceeded to Kabalagala police station?
Yes.
Yes?
And we met the officer who was now like an in charge
The
Start
name,
from there.
in charge of the case,
the name of the
Mr. Semanda.
rebel court that you got
I want to know
contradicting.
what is the objection.
So did you talk to Mr. Onebe about the contradicting Bibles that you had got?
Definitely, because we were working as a team, and it was our lead team, and we all agreed that he should make a statement at police. That's how I went to Kabalagala police. That is the guard Bonnie. So we had to go to Kabalagala police station and consulted one called Semanda.
You went with what?
I went with Joel together with Kenneth up to the police station. And Semanda promised that the following day.
So where did you leave Mr.
By that time he was at home.
You left him at home.
He was at his home in Munyonyo.
You found Semana, continue.
Semanda gave us appointment of the following day that he will be coming. So from there we proceeded to the LOC, LOC1 chairperson, and we met Secretary Akena Geoffrey, who mobilized the villagers. At that time we went even with Mr. Onebe. From police we came back home.
You first went back home?
Yes.
So just be clear.
Yes, I went back home and still consulted Mr. Onebe, so we had to go to the LOCs. We wanted to announce in the village with the local communication that it should announce the missing person, and indeed they announced several times. The secretary to LOC1, Mr. Akena Geoffrey. So, Immaculate Onebe. So we now proceeded to the third day. That was on the 8th. So on the 8th, we informed the LOC1 chairman that we intend to have a search around the swamps in the village. So the LOC advised us to come with the police. So we went to Kabalagala police station and collected OCCID together with his deputy. So we got OCCID. He's called Mr. Etwok.
Sorry?
Etwok, Detective ASP, by then Etwok, up to the home of Mr. Onebe. So from there we all left home with the LOCs and we started moving.
All left?
We all left. In my company I had our relatives, of which Joel was there.
Joel?
Joel was still there with us.
Who else?
Kenneth was also with us.
Who else?
We had also now the chairman LOC1, the secretary chairman LOC1, and the villagers plus neighbors. The number was big, almost to 100 people. We mean the natives from Munyonyo. From Munyonyo.
And where was the police at this time?
The police was with us at the same time, at the home of Onebe.
So you said you left the home?
We left home and then crossed the road towards the swamp, the swampy part of Munyonyo.
Where was Onebe?
By the time we left, we were moving, he remained behind at home. Record also remained behind.
This was at what time?
It was almost coming to 11 a.m.
Yes.
So as we went searching around the village, almost up to 2, is when Onebe joined us. So Onebe joined us because the crowd was asking for water and they were not seeing him.
Yes.
So eventually came and we gave them some water to drink. Of course, the group, as we were moving.
Who informed Onebe that you needed water?
Chair.
How did he get to the chair?
The chair, because he was our head by that time.
Particular time when you proceeded to do the search?
Actually, I couldn't tell because by the time when we all accepted to move, he didn't move with us at once. He remained behind.
So he just remained there?
So he joined us later. At 2, by the time when we saw him at 2, towards the main road is when they
That
were.
is when he brought the water?
Yes, that's when we got water. So after that, the search, we got nothing, and everybody dispersed off. The police also went back, and we went back with Onebe to his home.
After a while, they checked the CCTV camera footage at outreach ministries in Munyonyo. However, before viewing the footage, the security guard Oriokot Bone ran away from Onebe's home. The alleged CCTV video was displayed in court.
The search we
Say
left
you brought
throughout.
that at around 2.
Yes, that was almost when we were finishing up the search. It almost took us 2 hours.
So you
Then
found
the
nothing,
police
went
officers
back.
went back and we came back to the home of Mr. Onebe for another strategy. We went to plan B for CCTV cameras. Still in my group, I still had Kenneth and Joel. So when we were at home, even the daughters of Onebe were at home. Irene was there, plus other children of Onebe. So we opted to leave with Joel to the nearest CCTV camera. That was Outreach Ministries.
Very first, you say you opted to leave Joel, with Joel,
Yes,
to the nearest CCTV, that is
Outreach
Ministries.
Ministries.
So did you inform anyone what your next plan was?
Yes, everybody knew we are now moving out for CCTV cameras.
So you informed Onebe?
Yes. So as we reached at the ministry premises, Outreach Ministries premises, they allowed us to view the footage. So before we could start viewing the footage, Kenneth came and informed us that, you know what, Obone has run away from behind. Because we had informed him, we are going to watch the CCTV camera or record. So, yes. But for us, we insisted to view the CCTV camera. So Joel had, at least he studied IT, and he opened up the camera, we viewed, and we actually saw a footage where she was now going back home. The first one and the second, those are two footages.
This one?
Yes, that was the time, but it was coming to dark a bit.
So you said that you reached Outreach Ministries, that was at around what time?
Actually, it was now coming almost to 3. To 3, because we had already finished the search and we were at home, then we moved. 3 p.m.
Using that camera, because you watched it,
Yes.
can you tell what is in this camera, the video where it started from? That is Outreach. You can see it there.
Yes. Now Outreach is on the main road, but it is again adjacent to the road leading to home of Mr. Onebe. If somebody is walking, can hardly take 10 minutes.
For home?
Yes,
Munyonyo.
Munyonyo.
Yes. And what is that road?
This one is Munyonyo Road. That's now Munyonyo Road leading to Speak Hotel. The direction of Speak is just on the northern part of it, because the downer one is southern. And Onebe's home is on the eastern part. She was walking towards Speed or going home. It's her home. Yes. It is now moving towards Speak.
Moving towards Speak on
Hotel.
the way to their home.
Yes, on the way to their home.
Okay, and you said it was 10 minutes from there.
Yes, it's just 10 minutes walk up to home. The first camera is almost where she was dropped. The first camera. This one is the second one, as she was going back home.
You started viewing from when
It was
when
now
you saw
coming.
the footage.
It was now night, because it was from 7:45.
7:45.
Yes.
So
It should be moving very fast like that, because it was now night time. The first one was 7:34. 7:34 at the gas petrol station.
Loko nime gas petrol station nena nilichawa acheni takia mwenu ya pedala mwenu.
The blouse, which was a bit cream white, and holding a bag, small bag.
Loko ni ato nilichawa menje mwendo yo matudo ba skata datari mwendo skata chwali mwendo marata kedata mwendo makapa kwa chini.
We identified her very well because she's our relative and we know her. We know how she moves. We know her dental and we could easily identify her. I saw somebody moving up. Maybe there's somebody. Yeah, you can see somebody up. It has moved so fast. She could bring it a bit slightly behind. The other one there at the corner. Because she could cross and then see her moving up. The first video down was properly set and it could indicate 7:34, the first video on the gas. So it took her almost 15 or 10 minutes to reach that point. If you could see gas, you could properly put, because the ones, the gas, the timing was okay. But the second video, they didn't, it was not set. They had not set the time in the second video. But the first one was very clear. We could do gas, yes. Then you will see it properly as she's moving. Now she's there in the gas, you can see her moving. She has a white something in the hand. That one moving there, holding a, yes. See that one clearly? So she had purchased, she had bought some items from a supermarket. And that was 7:34. We had the first car, the one at gas was properly set and it could show us the time. So that time was there and we had marked it as 7:34. So whenever we could watch it, and then he proceeded up. That is 1944, exactly. A black skirt, and she had a blouse which was cream white in color, and she was holding a kavera. When we reached at the supermarket where the LOC1 secretary saw her as she came to purchase those items from her supermarket, from his supermarket.
Was you holding the kavera?
Yes, and a small bag. There was a bag, small bag and a kavera.
Okello also told court that upon searching for the deceased Immaculate Onebe, the husband Francis Onebe tried to come up with diversion information.
Actually, Joel led the exercise. And the same footage we shared it also with Mr. Onebe, who also confirmed, yes, that was his wife. It was black in color and had, in the middle it had a red button, which was red in the middle. If I see it physically, I can also identify it very well.
You may look at that.
Yes, my lord. This is the flash. It is black in nature, and it had a red. You can see the red in the middle here. How I could identify it.
You said your dad would took it to police?
That's the note.
Yes.
That's the note. What number is it from?
We were together, we were with Joel and because it was to help police with further investigations.
And you handed it over to who?
I handed it over to Mr. Ocho. By then, they had taken over. Is that police headquarters, homicide squad. My lord, by the time we went back to police to view the police camera, the footage was deleted. So that's the only answer I had from the police. This was at the time when we really wanted the footages. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember.
Okay, so you went to police, viewed the footage, then what happened after that?
After we have now finished the part of the camera, we started again. Mr. Onebe came up with a lot of diversionary issues. One, he told us now somebody has given him a call that his wife is there, but is held in a government facility at a place called Summit View. When he told us the relatives, we became happy. Said, fine. If your wife you are now sure is there, then we relax the search.
Before him coming up with all this, saying after police you watched the footage, then you proceeded to where? At what point did he start coming up with these stories?
That was now almost after 3 months. After 3 months when we were in the search. My lord, we requested him to give us the telephone numbers for contacts of the doctor, but he failed to give us. He said there was a doctor who was treating the victim and he wanted 200,000. We said, well, can we share the contacts? We as relatives, so that we know that yes, our sister is also in safe hands. A few days later, my lord, he came and told us, the relatives, that it was wrong information. Later, he also came up with another version, that there are people who are demanding money from him, 11 million, so that if he gives them the money, they would be in position to show where the wife was. He told us he paid somebody whose names we don't know. But he told the police that that guy also conned him. He had conned the money, and he wanted us now to arrest him. Indeed, Afande Semanda from Kabalagala requested me to drive him off to arrest the said person from Tororo. Unfortunately, my lord, we arrested innocent person. And Mr. Nebe was always sharing information with us.
Witness Okello also explained to court the reason why he had to follow up on the disappearance of the deceased. However, during the explanation, he shed tears.
My lord, like any other person who has ever lost a relative, and you want justice to prevail, my role was to make sure that justice prevails and the offenders are brought to the book, because we really loved our sister. The whole family loved the sister. Even today, my lord, I cannot imagine who lost our sister. I'm sorry for that. My lord, we can continue. When he was released, my lord, we still went more, we still started sharing ideas. with Mr. Onebe, because we could ask each other, where is she? He opted to go to CMI and open another file there. So during that process, after a long time, on the 28th day of August 2021,
I want to take you back.
my lord, as we were in a camera room, after getting the information, we went back and we found Okello had disappeared, leaving behind his phone. He had a small phone and all his property. He was living at the sentry box. That's where he was staying. He was dressed in a company uniform. At the time we left him at the gate, when we went for the CCTV camera footage, we left him dressed in a company uniform at the gate.
What company uniform?
Company for Pentagon security. And his property, he had the mattress, his clothes at the sentry box. A sentry box is where a room designated for a guard to stay while at the gate.
So,
I handed over the phone to police. I called Semanda.
that very day?
That very day, he received it. Yes, I would be positioned. It was not a smartphone. It was a button phone, black in color. Yes, my lord, this is the phone, which belonged to Okello Bone. It was in a charge. He left it on charge. The phones which the deceased had left behind, Mr. Onebe at first consulted that ISO. We had a gentleman called Isaac. So when we requested him to help us together with Mr. Onebe, there was nothing fruitful, not until the body of the late was recovered, that the phones were handed over to police.
We talked about the announcements that were made in the village about the disappearance of the deceased.
Yes.
Other than that, was this ever announced anywhere else, or how? Other than those
Yes.
announcements?
Other than that, we moved to Ginger Road to Vision, New Vision, and we wanted to run an advert trying to trace if somebody can see her photo and identify. So when at New Vision, I remember very well, we were told to pay 300,000. Onebe didn't have that money in cash at that time, so I pulled 300,000 and paid for that advert. So the advert was run and everybody came to know by media a missing person. That was a missing person. We were deriving it from the report we made at police. My lord, I can't still recall. Yes. Of course, we had to look for records. He comes from the same place with us in Diversionary. Eminu, together with one of our cousin brothers, the retired commissioner of police, and the local officials around the village in Diversionary, started looking for record. The retired police officer, prison officer is called Richard. We got information that he had reached home, me and Eminu and Richard, because we know him up to home, Eminu Hussein. So actually, I took initiative and reached at the home where he derives from, where his father was buried. I saw the grave. I only got information that he had stolen a motorcycle. So they sold his land and he has nowhere to go. But there's a motorcycle that had picked him from home and taken him to Aduku, where he had a girlfriend. The girlfriend is a teacher, and the said girlfriend was staying with a sister in Aduku.
What's the name of the girlfriend?
Yes, I went personally, and I went with the police officer. My lord, I got the information from the girlfriend herself. When we left Aduku after failing to get him,
Maybe just when was this?
this was now around July.
2021.
2021.
4 August.
It was before July, around there.
So you participated in
I
all
participated,
this?
we went there. Then again we put fuel with my brother, Richard Emau. We went to Amalatar, where we had information. He was there at one of the relatives. We used the police from Amalatar police station, and we found he had just left the place. But he went to Swagere, where the grandmother derives from. Swagere, towards the source of Lake Choga. So my cousin brother, Richard Emo, put again fuel and went to the same place. I didn't go this time.
What company are you from?
Company for Pentagon Security Limited. And his property, he had the mattress, his clothes, at the sentry box. A sentry box is where a room designated for a guard to stay while at the gate.
So
I handed over the phone to police. I called Semanda.
that very day?
That very day, he received the phone.
So if the phone is shown to you, would you be in a position?
Yes, I would be positioned. It was not a smartphone. It was a button phone, black in color. Yes, my lord, is the phone which belonged to Oriakot Bone. It was in a charge. He left it on charge. The phones which the deceased had left behind, Mr. Onebe at first consulted that can't ISO have an inquiry on these phones. We had a gentleman called Isaac, so when we requested him to help us together with Mr. Onebe, there was nothing fruitful. Not until the body of the late was recovered that the phones were handed over. Police. Yes.
Other than that, was this ever announced anywhere else, or how? Other than those
Yes.
announcements?
Other than that, we moved to Ginger Road at Vision, New Vision, and we wanted to run an advert, trying to trace if somebody can see her photo and identify. So when at New Vision, I remember very well, we were told to pay 300,000. Onebe didn't have that money in cash at that time, so I pulled 300,000 and paid for that advert. So the advert was run, and everybody came to know by media a missing person. That was a missing person. We were deriving it from the report we made at police. My lord, I can't still recall. Of course, we had to look for records. He comes from the same place with us in Kabramaido. As Emino, together with one of our cousin brothers, the retired commissioner of police, and the local officials around the village in Kabramaido. The retired police officer, prison officer is called Richard. We got information that he had reached home.
What information you had?
Me and Emino and Richard, because we know him up to home, Emino Hussein. So actually I took initiative and reached at the home where he derives from, where his father was buried. I saw the grave, only got information that he had stolen a motorcycle. So they sold his land and he has nowhere to go. But there's a motorcycle that had picked him from home and taken him to Aduku, where he had a girlfriend. The girlfriend is a teacher. Yes, I went personally, and I went with the police officer. My lord, I got the information from the girlfriend herself. When we left Aduku after failing to get him,
Maybe just when was this?
this
Before the 28th of August 2021.
this was now around July. It was before. July, around there.
So you participated in
I
all
participated,
this?
we went there. Then again, we put fuel with my brother, Richard Emau. We went to Amalatar, where we had information. He was there at one of the relatives. We used the police from Amalatar police station, and we found he had just left the place. But he went to Swagere, where the grandmother derives from. Swagere, towards the source of Lake Choga. So my brother, my cousin brother, Richard Emau, put again fuel and went to the same place. But
So did you go with your cousin brother?
I didn't go this time. Since Oriakot was at the gate and he disappeared from the gate when we wanted him, it was circumstantial. He knew something about the death of our sister. So when we heard that he had a girlfriend, that girlfriend was coming from Koboko. My lord, I proceeded with the police, Okello, up to Koboko. I drove them in my vehicle and we came back. We met her. She told us that she had met Oriakot in Idokolo. I may not remember right now, but Okello knows the name very well because he recorded a statement from her. Yes, recorded a statement from Koboko police station. I pray that he can be summoned and will be here. On the 28th day of August 2021, I was at a wedding of one of our cousin sisters in Bukoto. A guard called Fanel. So when we heard that he had a girlfriend, that girlfriend was coming from Koboko. My lord, I proceeded with the police, Okello, up to Koboko. I drove them in my vehicle and we came back. We met her. She told us that she had met Oriakot in Idokolo. I may not remember right now, but Okello knows the name very well because he recorded a statement from her. Recorded a statement from Koboko police station. I pray that he can be summoned and will be here. On the 28th day of August 2021, I was at a wedding of one of our cousin sisters in Bukoto. A guard called Fanel